Trecem la cea de-a doua parte a ediției noastre de astăzi, ZF Live, în care vom vorbi despre o tranzacție recentă cu compania eushipment.com, o companie controlată de fondul de investiții BlackPeak. We will speak in English. We say hello to Mr. Angel STEFANOV, partner of investment fund BlackPeak Capital. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Corinne. Nice to meet you.
Congratulations for this great exit from eushipment.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And Mr. Virgil CHIţU, Romania Lead, BlackPeak Capital. We will speak also in English now to have for this part of our show. How are you, Virgil?
Good. I'm good. Looking forward to connecting with your audience.
Good. So, guys, let's talk a bit about this deal. Tell us more about. We saw in the foreign press was about 50 million euro for 70%. The company was bought by Austrian Post. Why not by Romanian Post?
No, it's a good question. First of all, thank you for the kind invitation. And what we were able to achieve with eushipments is really a very good success story, not only for the company and for us, but also for the region and for actually the founders of eushipments, because they were able to attract a very reputable and strategic partner, which will be, helping them in the next stages of development. Why not Romanian Post? I'm not sure if they if that fits their strategy of expansion. But what I can tell you is that we did a very thorough and structured process to attract the best possible investors for the next stage of development of eushipments. And Austrian Post hit all the right milestones, so to speak. So they obviously were selected not only because of the valuation, but also of the strategic value added that the founders, the remaining founders of eushipments, believe that they can jointly extract from the new partnership.
Good, Angel. On the website of eushipments, first words are, we are a logistics service partner for e-commerce company. Mm-hmm. We as a customer, we know, for example, a platform like eMag and a company like Fan Courier, mm-hmm, who brought us, or maybe a company from eMag who is partner who brought us where is the eushipment in this ecosystem? Tell us a bit what is the design of the company and what was the trigger of development in such development in the last 13 years. Was established in 2012.
Yes. No. So eushipments is a model, and we like to call it's an integrator of logistics services for the e-commerce industry. So they're focused 100% on e-commerce, on the e-commerce industry, and they do two main services. They provide cross-border shipping for e-shops and marketplaces from the region and beyond. And the second big service that they provide is fulfillment. Basically, fulfillment means that e-shops can warehouse their goods on the premises or in warehouses run by eushipments, and we basically dispatch their products on their behalf. We package them and we ship them to the destination requested by the clients of the e-shops. EU Shipments as a company does not have its own last mile capability. Basically, the model revolves around a software which the company has built over the years, which connects both to clients but also to last mile operators such as Fan Courier and other leading last mile operators across the various regions of Europe that we cover. And then we basically deliver the parcels for the e-shop to the end customers at a cost-efficient and way, and with the quality that the market is expecting. In the last years, and when we, as part of our investment strategy, we saw the great potential of the e-commerce industry in our region. 4 years ago, we saw that e-commerce in the region is still very much below the average levels of penetration in Western Europe and the US. And we knew that this is going to develop further. And EU Shipment being a provider of logistics services for the e-commerce industry is obviously, we thought that it's going to develop and benefit from this general market growth, which at the time was growing at double-digit rates, and this is the forecast also for the next 5 years. What we also saw is that the market is very fragmented, so there was no single big player in the space that EU Shipments is operating. So we partnered with the founders, with Svetozar and Laura, and we provided capital to execute an inorganic growth strategy where we increased the geographical footprint of the company by acquiring companies in other regions. Mm-hmm. And in particular, we were able to do 4 acquisitions: one in Romania, one in Slovakia, one in Croatia, one in Bulgaria, to actually strengthen the positioning of the group and also build up the fulfillment capability, because fulfillment is growing, is one of the fastest growing segments within e-commerce logistics. So we were able to, through the acquisitions, we were able to do several things. First, get local market access. Second, we increased our warehouse capacity from around 2,000 square meters to currently more than 40,000 square meters, spread across the Southeast Europe and Central Eastern Europe region. And we were thus able to tap more and more bigger clients, were able to provide obviously a better service to our clients, which is ultimately the goal of this strategy. So this actually led for the company to keep a very fast growth rate across in the years that we were investors, more than 70% annual growth rate. So I don't know if
when you entered when the BlackPeak fund entered in the company was around 7 million euro revenues in 2020. No?
It was actually even below that when we entered at around 4 million.
4 million
revenues. Yes.
4 million. And now for this year, how much is
For this year, we are expecting around 50 million euros.
50 million. So in only 4 years, or no? In 4 years, from 4 to 15.
Correct.
Yeah. What was your what you changed? What was your change that you brought in the strategy of the company who gave this pattern of growth beside the acquisition? Because you told about acquisition, yeah. But what?
First of all, we helped the company with the formation of the strategy. So we basically sat together with them and decided. And we had a choice whether we can grow organically and open our own warehouses in these geographies, or we can do it via acquisition. So we chose the second option, which resulted in a very positive, a quicker entry and a more riskless entry into these markets. But beyond the acquisitions, what we brought is we strengthened the corporate governance of the company. So we instituted a board of directors. Obviously, decisions were, we took the decisions in a more kind of institutionalized way. We supported the company with key hires in the management teams, such as the CFO of the company, but also we brought in industry experts to actually help us with with tailoring our offering towards bigger clients and from Western Europe. We helped the company with the overall exit readiness exercise and process, which happened much before the actual exit occurred. So we strengthened the finances of the company, we strengthened the reporting, the information transparency, and we also supported actively the company in all organic growth initiatives. So we worked hand in hand with the management to even sometimes visit key clients together, work on joint strategy and joint services for these clients. So we fully supported the management team all of these aspects. So it's not just the capital and the acquisitions. And maybe on the acquisitions, it's not simply leading the deals and executing the transactions, but also it was very important to actually integrate everything into a coherent structure, which actually makes U-Shipments a group and a platform for growth. It's actually probably the leading such platform in the region that we were able to build jointly with the founders.
Good. Virgil, this exit is in only 4 years, huh? It's was a rapid exit, no? If we in this world of investment funds, maybe between 5 to 7 or 10, there are cases you have to stay more to. What is your opinion?
Well, I think, and of course, Angel is really the authority here, but I think every situation that we invest in, and also every exit, is tailored to the opportunity at hand. So there's not a lot of businesses that go from 4-something million euro to 50 million in less than 4 years. And a lot of people would say that kind of growth already confirms that you're at the stage where you can exit well. So I think it's more of a story of everything worked with the U-Shipments. The organic growth was there. The management was ambitious and really went after the opportunity. BlackPeak kind of was additive with the M&A, and really that created a flywheel effect where the growth really took off in terms of revenue, but also profitability. So that in only 4 short years, there was time to do the growth, but also the exit readiness, so as to line up a number of credible bidders for the asset. So I think the U-Shipment story is really one where everything came together at the right time. And if it's 4 years, it's 4 years. There's not a cookie cutter approach, especially with what BlackPeak does, because we do minority investing and majority investing. We tailor our solutions to the company.
That was majority investment.
Sorry?
Was a majority investment now?
It was a minority investment in U-Shipments.
Yeah. Minority.
Minority in EU-Shipments, but majority in the bolt-on targets like HelpShip in Lorada, which was one of the pieces of M&A which BlackPeak led. And with regards to the actual percentage, of course, Angel is the authority. So I'll just hand over to him.
But tell me one thing. If we take this experience of U-Shipments, what can entrepreneurs, Romanian entrepreneurs, can learn from this experience? For example, when you speak with them, they will ask you, Mr. CHIţU, I want to have the same growth like U-Shipments, to have some same story maybe. What you will tell them?
Well, it's very rare to get the exact same story, but certainly there are elements that rhyme. So for example, it doesn't hurt to be in a niche that's seeing fast growth, but it's also growth that is more of a secular trend than anything. So like Angel was saying, e-commerce is less developed in Eastern Europe or in our neck of the woods than it is in other places, so that you can expect that niche to grow with some reliability. There's other niches like that in Romania that are subject to similar forces. And I'll give you a quick example. And I'll be very brief because I don't know how we are with time.
Yeah.
But we've recently invested in a company called Affinity Life Care in Romania.
Yeah.
And in its own right, it's a very exciting story because it caters to elderly care in Romania. This doesn't exist as a real institutionalized industry. And it's very exciting to work with ambitious entrepreneurs that are really going after an opportunity for growth and for really offering something to the market that just hasn't been offered before in the Romanian market. So it's not the same story, but it rhymes in some ways. So ambitious entrepreneurs, they really want to go for the opportunity. There's a lot of pent-up demand. So there's a secular trend that seems to point towards this becoming an industry in Romania, just like in other places. So if I were to summarize that, it's pick your spots and of course pick your partners with some attention, because we were able to partner clearly we've been able to get very good results by partnering with EU shipments. And I think that it's, I'm optimistic that we'll partner in the same way with Affinity, and I'm optimistic that we'll continue partnering with local entrepreneurs to deliver.
How probable is to find another eushipments.com in the next 2 years, for example? I know you met a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, you studied a lot of projects, a lot of... what is your feeling about the dynamics of Romanian economy now and entrepreneurial environment?
So that's a good question. So the Romanian economy has performed very well for a long time, so much so that we all kind of got used to that, I think. Regardless of kind of interference from, say, politics or whatever else was happening at the time, the Romanian economy has grown. So that's almost been a given. Now we're crossing a period where that seems to be abating a little bit. The music is slightly different. Perhaps the growth is less quick. But at the same time, and again, I'd hate to beat the drum too hard, but Affinity, I think, is a great example. Even with less economic growth, there still are opportunities to meet market expectations with something that they haven't seen before locally, so as to grow. So, and besides that, like taking a step back, yes, 2025 hasn't been great from a GDP growth perspective, but at the same time, there are positive things that are happening in the economy. So we're in Schengen now. I don't think people talk enough about that. Certainly a business like EU Shipments benefits from something like that.
Yeah.
And also we're getting an over allocation from, say, the new SAFE program. So arguably we get 16 billion. That's the second largest allocation in the EU. That makes sense because of where we are geographically, but an amount of money like that compounded with the other EU funds that Romania has set to get, that does move the needle. So I think there's a temptation to, be a bit negative on Romania. The growth isn't there like it used to be at the time, but I think that can change.
Good. Thank you, Virgil. To finalize our conversation, I will come back to Angel. Angel, you are based in Sofia?
I'm based in Sofia.
In Sofia.
Where the core team sits, but we cover the region with regional teams across Europe.
Bulgaria will enter in Eurozone from 1st January.
Yes, that's correct. We're very much looking forward.
So we have Schengen this year, 1st January 2025. We will have Euro from 1st January 2006. It seems the music is good. how it's music in your ears? Because Virgil said music is slightly a bit different now than how you see. How you see, for example, we have a new mayor here in Bucharest. Bucharest is a big city. For example, you come also here 4 years ago with BlackPeak.
Yes.
There is a natural choice that Bucharest can be a center of region in the next 5 years. I don't know, to develop more and to attract money, also to invest in Bulgaria, in all the region. How you see the future of our region?
We as a fund, we're quite optimistic on the region as a whole. And let's take a step back a little bit and just, I mean, to Virgil's point, but also if you look at it from the broader perspective of the Southeast European region and even Central Eastern European region, actually this region remains one of the most dynamic regions in Europe. We grow roughly on average twice as fast as the EU, and we're very well positioned as a region to capture positive movements from global and European shifts of trade, if you wish, right? So we see in most of the markets, we do see strong domestic demand, and these markets are well positioned from a geographical perspective to access the kind of the more developed European markets. We also see in Bulgaria, for example, but also in Croatia and other places, there is a resilience of the local consumption. There is, driven obviously by strong wage growth, tighter labor markets, and we are also seeing that inflation is gradually slowing down, right? So in parts of the region, right? Manufacturing output is gradually going up. It's more steady in Slovakia and Romania, but in other regions is growing up, and we are seeing this, the positive spillover effect of the German fiscal stimulus. So overall, these are all optimistic signals. I think also investment flows, we're seeing an uptick because FDI investments are increasing. There has been recently an announcement on Rheinmetall building a 1 billion ammunition plant in Bulgaria, and there is a similar one, 500 million in Brașov, Romania, being announced. So these are all positive signals to investments, and we believe that this creates solid ground and fertile ground to actually do investments, invest in the leaders of the region and the national economies. So we are optimistic, and you're right. I mean, the euro is a positive signal, which we hope it will improve the overall kind of standard and raise the standard in Bulgaria.
Good.
So yeah. We are optimistic of the region. I mean, we have to be. We are operating here.
For last question, what do we have to expect from your fund for the next year? Some new investment in which area we can give us some indications?
Yes. So we are constantly on the lookout for new investment and new opportunities. We like to partner with visionary entrepreneurs, with founders who have the ambition to outgrow themselves and outjump themselves. And we're very happy to partner with them and support them in the next stages of development of their companies. This being said, we're currently looking in several transactions across the region. Hopefully we announce something in Q1 next year. But also it's important to mention that we are also looking to kind of raise a new fund, which hopefully will be bigger. Again,
how much money?
So we're targeting 150 to 200 as a fund size. It's going to be same strategy, minority growth, but again, partner with the leading entrepreneurs of the region to really create more success stories like huge shipments.
For the target, there are target in Romania for next year?
Most definitely.
Definitely. Romania is actually the biggest market for us as we operate as kind of economy and population. And we have a dedicated team on the ground in the face of Virgil and his team there.
Good.
So really they're actively looking and scouting for new investment opportunities.
Good. We'll follow close your activity. Thank you very much for the presence, Angel, Virgil.
Thank you, Sorin. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Good day.
Good next year. Doamnelor și domnilor, aceasta a fost ediția de astăzi a ZF Live. Vă urăm o zi profitabilă în continuare. La revedere!
Știu ce spun.
Angajații de la finanțe protestează față de măsurile de austeritate. El a fost votat, dar
Acum e vina românului.
E vină. E reacție.
Știu ce te interesează. Uite cum arde toată Europa și la propriu și la figurat.
Niște fenomene naturale.
Mor oameni în fiecare an. Decesele cauzate de poluare.
Știu cum să te fac curios.
A apărut telefonul care te scapă de telefon. Nu se poate face chestia asta și ca să te ajute să slăbești ceva invizibil.
Nu te mai duci la cumpărături, nu mai bagi în frigider, e gol tot timpul, e ca la fot.
Știu cum să te emoționezi.
Zeci de pompieri români vor fi în Franța timp de o lună în cadrul unui program european dedicat controlului incendiilor de vegetație.
Știu să convin. Italienii se plâng că le pleacă românii din țară și că îi lasă fără forță de muncă. Au început să ne ducă dorul.
Știi de ce?
Erau mai muncitori.
Pentru că românii, da, sunt destul de cuminți. După o săptămână începeți să vorbiți cu mâna și după 3 luni nu mai știți româna.
Știu să câștig.
Extraordinar de bine.
Știu, deci știu.